There are no facts to dispute before this court. I see no evidence that has the needed personal subject matter jurisdiction. The state is a fictitious plaintiff. The state of isn't here to testify. No injured man or woman is present before this court to provide firsthand knowledge. I am acting as surety for the named principal to contest jurisdiction. I am aware this is a taxable event and an excise tax is owed, and I want to be in compliance with the IRS code.
Probation will be a waste of time in this matter, so I will revoke and remand you to serve your sentence, take her into custody.
All right. $1,200 every minute I'm in jail.
All right, guys. Today, we've got another sovereign citizen disaster in court, and this one's a real gem. She's back in front of the judge for violating probation over drug use. But instead of doing the smart thing and getting a public defender, like any sane person would, she decides she's a legal genius and tries to represent herself. Yeah, you can probably guess how that goes. Now, personally, I don't think she's a hardcore sovereign citizen. It feels more like she grabbed a script off the internet and went full YouTube lawyer. But what do you think? True believer or just playing pretend? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're into courtroom chaos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's jump into the madness.
Your Honor, this comes before the court today on a probation violation hearing. And it's the intent of the defendant at this time to stipulate. And I do believe there's a agreed sentence, as you would say in this case.
All right. Ms. Clark, you've heard the announcement of your attorney. Is that what you want to do? Admit to the violations?
No, actually, I'm gonna make a motion for my attorney to withdraw. I got this myself.
Oh, okay. What's the reason for that?
I just want to represent myself.
Okay. All right. Well, somebody give her a waiver of attorney form. Okay. It's muted for some reason. All right. Well, I've already gone over these rights with you, so you should understand them, but you have the right to hire your own attorney. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, I've already appointed one, you qualified. You do have the right to represent yourself as well, and that's what you want to do today?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you want to waive your right to an attorney, when we do this, you have to follow the rules of procedure and evidence, just as if you're an attorney. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does anyone promise you anything or threaten with anything to get you to waive your right to an attorney?
No, sir.
All right. Looks like you've already signed it and sent it in here. Did you understand this form you signed?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept your waiver and allow you to represent yourself. All right. Are you wanting to stipulate to the violations, or do you want to contest the hearing?
I'm gonna contest it.
All right. Mr. Hollis here.
Yes, Judge, I can grab them real quick.
Okay. Okay, state has the burden. Any opening statement, Mr. Marcinski?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Clark, any opening statement?
No.
Well, there goes her last shot at actually defending herself. I'm honestly surprised she hasn't busted out one of those classic sovereign citizen scripts yet. You know, the I'm a living being, the court has no jurisdiction nonsense. Thankfully, we've been spared that mess for now. But here's the real issue. An opening statement is everything when you're representing yourself. It's your one shot to set the tone, explain your side, and maybe convince the judge you're not totally clueless. Skipping it, or butchering it, is basically waving a white flag and saying, yeah, I've got nothing. If you're bold enough to go in without a lawyer, at least say something that makes sense. What do you guys think? So far, is she tanking on purpose or just in way over her head? Let's jump back in.
All right, state may call this first witness.
Thank you, sir. The state would call Court Service Officer Christopher Hollis. Sir, will you please state your name for the record?
Chris Hollis. I'm a court services officer.
In that job occupation, were you assigned the supervision of a Miss Ashley Clark? That supervision being for an endangering a child underlying 12-month sentence?
That is correct.
On May 18th of this year, 2023, did you test Miss Clark for the presence of drugs?
Yes,
And what was the result of that UA sample from Ms. Clark?
it was positive for methamphetamine.
So her
stating that
UA was positive for methamphetamines, and she also, in response to that positive UA test, signed in a statement of admission of using methamphetamines.
That's correct.
Did you order her to report on June 2nd, 2023?
I did.
And did she appear on that day?
She did not.
Has she appeared or reported to you since that time?
No,
Sometime after May 24th of 2023, were you advised by local authorities of her being arrested for a new crime?
yes, and I did. I received that, and apparently she has new charges.
To your knowledge or to the notes, did Ms. Clark ever report that negative law enforcement contact with your office?
No, she did not.
That will be my questions for Mr. Hollis at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Clark, do you have any questions for Mr. Hollis?
No,
All right, do you have any further evidence or witnesses, Mr. Marcinski?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I do not.
All right, Ms. Clark, you have time to, now it's your turn to present any evidence if you want to. Do you wish to present any evidence?
right now I see no evidence. This has the needed personal subject matter jurisdiction.
If you want to present any evidence, do you want to present any evidence?
Okay, does anyone else kind of feel bad for this girl? Like, yeah, she's a criminal and probably not the greatest person, but watching her get humiliated like this in public, honestly, it's cringeworthy. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment over here. But then again, I don't really feel bad. She had a free attorney, literally sitting right next to her, and she straight up dismissed him. Why? Why do these sovereign citizens always choose chaos over common sense? It's like they go out of their way to self-destruct. The attorney looked chill, too, sipping his coffee, probably thinking, "You'll regret this." So, what do you guys think? Is she getting what she deserves, or is this just painful to watch? Let's jump back in, because the judge is about to drop the hammer on her.
No? Okay. Well then, closing argument, Mr. Marcinski?
Your Honor, at this time, the state believes it is shown by a preponderance of the evidence that Ms. Clark is in violation of her probation and conditions of probation imposed by the court therein. The state's going to ask that you find that she is in violation of that probation. The state would point out that this is a misdemeanor probation for endangering a child. Therefore, Ms. Clark is entitled to no graduated sanctions, intermediate sanctions, or other relief set forth by the legislature on felony probations. Due to the litany of violations, the continued drug use, the failure to follow through with her treatment requirements, the state believes that she's shown that she's not amenable to probation and would recommend the court revoke and remand her to serve her underlying sentence.
All right, Ms. Clark, closing argument?
There are no facts to dispute before this court. I see no evidence that has the needed personal subject matter jurisdiction. The state is a fictitious plaintiff. The state of isn't here to testify. No injured man or woman is present before this court to provide firsthand knowledge. I am acting as surety for the named principal to contest jurisdiction. I am aware this is a taxable event and an excise tax is owed, and I want to be in compliance with the IRS code.
Okay. It'll be the order and judgment of this court. Well, first of all, I'll make my findings. The state's shown by preponderance of the evidence that you violated probation in this case using methamphetamine around the 18th, as evidenced by the 18th of May this year, as evidenced by the positive UA and the admission. Also find that you failed to report in violation of probation as alleged. That would be the June 2nd, 2023 date. You failed to successfully complete outpatient treatment at Summer Mental Health as ordered by the court, so I find you violated probation there as well. You also failed to report law enforcement contact within the business day in violation of the orders of probation. You have violated it does in a very substantial way. I will go ahead. It appears as if probation will be a waste of time in this matter, so I will revoke and remand you to serve your sentence, take her into custody.
All right. $1,200 every minute I'm in jail.
$200 per minute for being in jail? Really? This sovereign citizen actually thinks she deserves to be paid for sitting in a cell after endangering her child, violating probation, and continuing to use drugs. Like, are you serious? The delusion is absolutely off the charts here. I take back everything I said about feeling bad for her earlier. She's not some wronged freedom fighter. She's just a reckless parent who thinks the system owes her something after she broke the law. And let's not forget that smug, borderline threatening comment she threw at the judge before getting cuffed. It wasn't technically a threat, but it was disrespectful as hell. And in my opinion, she should have gotten extra time just for that nonsense. These sovereign citizens always try to twist reality. I reject your authority. You owe me money for jail time. It's like they're living in some alternate universe where laws don't apply unless they say so. Newsflash, you don't get paid for time you earned by breaking the law. You don't get to hold the state hostage with your made-up rights. So now that the dust has settled, what do you guys think? Is there any chance she wiggles her way out of this? Or is she totally screwed? And do you really think she's going to get that $200 a minute? Spoiler, she's not. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're enjoying this wild courtroom ride, and don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.